a massive Megabass Destroyer P5 restock of all the models you've been waiting for. More top secret spoons from Duo Japan, and the official launch of our Black Friday 20% off store-wide sale starts now. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle. Welcome to the Hookup Tackle. The Hookup Tackle is the world's largest showcase of Megabass products, featuring baits and colors not found at any other dealer. The Hookup also offers a wide display of OSP, Evergreen, Depths, Lucky Craft, Jackal, and many more. The Hookup Tackle is owned and operated by family, is staffed by guides and verified tackle nerds who love helping anglers elevate their craft. If you're in the Phoenix area, we'd love to have you stop by our showroom and check out the wonderful world of Megabass and the Hookup for yourself. If you shop online, there are almost 10,000 SKUs of Megabass products alone, with hundreds of other companies and new products being added daily. So next time you're looking for that hard-to-find bait, that color your fish have never seen before, or maybe you just want to elevate your game, look at thehookuptackle.com. Welcome back, my friends. I am Ben with the Hookup Tackle, aka the Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being joined, of course, by my buddy Jeffrey the King. We are the Hookup Tackle USA. This is what's new this week at the Hookup Tackle, where we highlight new product drops as well as important restocks so you guys can stay on top of the game. Jeff, happy Sunday.
Wow, it's good to be here in store.
I know it is. How are you, sir?
I am fantastic now that we're here and not at some urban spot.
Oh, man. So Jeff and I have spent all week doing some urban fishing videos, and it feels refreshing, I would say, to be able to sleep in and just hang out, doesn't it?
I hate fishing.
To all of you guys who urban fish, we feel the struggles. What a challenge. But so fun, just not every single day through a whole week.
Oh, it hurts.
Am I right?
It hurts even more.
You know what? The only thing
Okay.
that I can think of right now.
Okay.
Urban fishing drives me to drinking, Jeff.
Yeah.
Just thinking about it makes me want to have a beer.
Absolutely.
Cheers, my friends. Happy Sunday. Hope you guys are doing well. Dude, I cannot believe that Thanksgiving is happening this week already.
Is it?
Yeah, it's Thursday.
Huh?
Thursday.
Holy crap.
It's like in 3 days or 4 days.
Dude, what happened in November?
It just disappeared.
Flew by.
It flew by. I got to go hit up Realis, make sure I can get some Orion
Yes.
for the day.
Holy crap.
Happy Sunday, my friends. Hope you guys are doing well. Crazy fast month. As I mentioned in the intro, this will be the official launch of our Black Friday 20% off store-wide sale. So guys, take advantage of it. This is our deepest sale of the year. We're spreading it out a few extra days this year just because we want to make sure we have time to ship it to you guys. You can get stuff fast. And as you guys know, staffing is obviously a nightmare everywhere, and we have people traveling. So enjoy. If you guys need to stock up online, on apparel, on any of your favorite brands, grab away. As always, the normal brand exclusions are going to apply. So check out the ad on our homepage if you guys want more details. But enjoy the sale. Have a safe week. Enjoy your family. Hope you guys get out, do some fishing, drink some Orion at your Thanksgiving dinner, because nothing says, you know, America like Orion.
Absolutely.
Would you agree?
Japanese beer just screams American
Let me
culture.
taste this.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what that says? Freedom.
Land of the free.
Yeah. Love, beach,
Home
hot
of the
chicks,
free.
all the things that we normally do. Can you send me that picture, by the way, of me and those hot babes on the beach?
Yes, I can
Yeah.
resend that over.
Yeah, I could use that.
Profile picture?
Yeah, well, my wife's out too. Cheers, my friends. All right, let's jump in. Not a lot of new product drops going to happen over the next couple weeks. You'll find during the holidays, companies are just scrambling to kind of just keep up with things. But there's going to be some really important restocks I know a lot of you guys have been waiting on. So we're going to flash through them and cover them with you. As you can tell, I am in a hoodie. This is the Megabass Hybrid hoodie for two reasons. A, they haven't been in stock in quite some time, so we see a return of them, so I'm letting you know. And B, it's cold here. It was 50 degrees this morning, Jeff.
Yeah, I was a little cold in my bed this morning.
Yeah. So, you know, for most of you in the country, you know, we feel you. It's freezing, right? I mean, it's only going to warm up to 80 today.
Yeah.
So we got to keep the hoodies on. If you guys are looking for just a nice warm hoodie that is water resistant, wind resistant, this is a great one. It's that soft shell exterior. It's got a fleece interior, and obviously, I mean, it looks good. And it's not just me making it look good. It's a very stylish hoodie. So these are back in stock. They come in a bunch of colors, but the red and black is back, as well as the black and red. So if you guys have been looking, go ahead and snatch those up. And remember, when buying any Japanese styling, okay, make sure you go up one full size. So if you're usually an extra large like me, you're gonna wanna get a 2XL. If you're usually a small or petite like Jeff, you're probably going to want to do like a medium.
Finally.
Yeah, finally. There's sizing for you. Yes, you did it, dude. You can stop going to the gym. You're a medium now.
Thank God.
Yes. Cheers to Jeff. We're just going to find reasons to drink today. Cheers to that. You're finally a medium guy.
Yes. Japanese medium, too. JDM only.
Yeah, you're a JDM medium. All right, enough of that. I was sweating my nuts off.
I know you were. I see it in your forehead.
All right, let's jump into some important restocks from Megabass Japan. We received a huge shipment from Megabass Japan. There are some cool new things going to be trickling through over the next couple weeks from them, but this week we got some restocks to talk about. So let's talk about the bottom slash really quick. We see these return. The bottom slash is a basically a metal jig head chatterbait hybrid infusion. How is that? I don't know why it doesn't say that right on the package.
Absolutely incredible.
Yeah. So these come as just a head option or as a kit, and basically the kit is going to include a couple of shad bodies. These come in a 14 gram, a 20 gram, and a 30 gram. Of course, if you don't want the kit with the bodies, you can buy just the head, and we see a return of just the bodies. Now this is a super popular bait and rigging on the West Coast in the surf for halibut. It also works great for stripers. You could certainly use this for largemouth. I know that the bottom slash shads are built a little bit tougher than something like a spark shad. So really designed more for saltwater use and real durable. But a lot of guys will implement this guy and use a spark shad or a Kitech or something softer for largemouth, stripers, smallmouth, and you can fish this down on the bottom. You can rig it with the hooks below the bait. You can rig it with the hooks above the bait, as you can see on the rigging. So just a unique way to present a chatterbait style swim bait down deeper. So all of those return this week from Megabass. All right, while we are on swim baits, we see a big restock and a big return again this week of our #1 selling color in Magdraft, the albino pearl shad. So this returns in 6-inch Magdraft, it returns in 8-inch Magdraft, it returns in Magdraft Freestyle. So if you guys have been waiting on albino pearl shad, this is just one of those colors that as fast as we get them in, they evaporate and they're gone for a long period of time. So big restock in all of those this week from Megabass. And then really the story of the week this week is a huge resupply of great hunting baits. Now these are baits that have been out for a really, really long time. These are the GH Flatsides, the 50, the 45, in the fast sink models. A lot of you guys have been asking me all summer when these are coming back. Megabass had a huge production issue with these. They finally got it solved and things are back now. So if you guys have been waiting like I have, definitely now is the time to scoop these up. All colors return, all sizes return in the fast sink. If you guys are not familiar with these guys, this is basically like my go-to bait finesse bait. It's a super easy, just cast and wind. You can use it like a jerkbait, or you can fish it like a crankbait and just kind of cast it out and swim it in. They come in a floating and a fast sink. The floating is great if you're fishing small little ponds. The fast sink is better if you're fishing a bigger lake or something with some current, a little stream, a river, because it will sink down in the current and then it will activate. What's great about the great hunting Flatsides is they have a lot of flashing to them. So you'll notice the shape is real high and very thin, so it's very tight and got a lot of flash, so the fish really react to it. All of these baits come with these Kishubushin trebles. Okay, so they're super wide gap barbless trebles. So they're designed for trout, right? We use them here. I wish we had more trout close by, but most of our fishing is still going to be for bass. We use these for bass. They absolutely work. You just have to be very cautious that they're super light wire, so be careful as you're unhooking them. If you guys want to swap these hooks out for barbed versions, of course you can. You can swap them for an ST36 or something like that and put it on. So all the colors that you guys have been waiting on, return on those in the fast sync. We also see a return in the dive version of the Great Hunting. So the GH48 dive returns in all sizes. This is a great one. These are going to be slow floats. This is going to be more of a still water bait, ponds, lakes, that kind of stuff. Designed again for trout, but a lot of guys are utilizing them for bass when the bite gets tough and they start feeding on really small little forage. So however you want to use them is great. This is something that you can use as a crankbait, or you can just kind of sweep and let it kind of dive down and then just slowly float back up and then dive down. And for proving that, 6 to 8 foot depth, it's great for that. So those return. And then we also see a return of the Great Hunting Vibe. So the GH Vibe 38, this is the smallest lipless that Megabass makes. Just a great one all the way around. Trout love this thing, but so do bass, white bass, crappie, pond type fish. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it's just a very little subtle little knock in there. So just a great all-around little lipless, 38 millimeters, so super, super tiny. As you can see, it's gonna fit in the size of my hand, but it's a great one. Comes again with those Kishubushin trebles. There you go, super, super small. It's gonna come with those same kind of wide gap barbless trebles on there. So you're gonna have safe hooking of trout species. You can see how tiny it is. It's a super dope little lipless. So for you bait finesse guys or you trout guys, a great one to have in the arsenal. And again, as you can hear, very, very subtle, right? So it's not going to be overly intrusive. You're not going to get this really loud rattle as you go through the water. Just enough weight to create some kind of body and some kind of castability. So all the Great Hunting, finally, all the Great Hunting back in stock this week from Megabass Japan. All right, some more restocks from Megabass Japan. I'll fly through them here. The Megabass I Brake returns. This is a cool little, swim bait slash glide bait. I'm gonna call it more of a swim bait, designed to move through the water, and then on the paws it's designed for the fins to kind of extend out and freeze it. So it kind of perfectly stops and then kind of suspends in place right there. Just a unique bait. We sell a ton of them. They're hard to keep in stock, so those return from Japan. We also see a huge restock in I Slides, and specifically the 135. So a lot of the Japan only colors like GG Smallmouth return, Black Bass return. So if you guys have been waiting on any of those return as well. Huge restock in the I Shad Type 3. So this is the Megabass Imakatsu collab shad bait. It's an amazing one. It's one that we have in our arsenal all the time this time of the year. As the water cools, a shad style bait is an excellent choice. It's just going to be really tight. It's going to be very natural, and there's a lot of things you can do with a shad bait. You can use it as a crankbait, you can use it as a jerk bait. It's certainly a hybrid type bait. The I Shad is awesome because it's super small, as you can see, really tiny. It only weighs a 1/4 ounce, but it casts great because of that LBO weight transfer. So, it casts like a bullet, and then it locks back in place, so you get that great, movement under the water. So this is one that I love, just kind of sweeping down and then pausing, kind of winding up the slack, and then just kind of sweeping down. So you're getting that real tight flashing as it's moving through the water. Super effective this time of the year. So all the colors return in the I Shad this month from Japan. Prop Darter 80s also see a return. So all the colors are back in stock in this guy. This is the super finessey wake bait slash topwater bait from Megabass. 80 millimeters, it's a 1/4 ounce. It's got just a really subtle little prop churn on the surface, designed to mimic just 2 or 3 little bait fish just kind of moving along the surface. It has the small little kind of tungsten balls in there to create just a little shad click type sound. So if you're looking for something very finessey for really shallow water when the fish aren't super juiced, this can be a great option. Those return. And then all the little Griffons return. So the SRX Griffon, the MRX Griffon, and the Griffon Bait Finesse all see a return in all colors this week from Megabass Japan. So if you guys have been waiting on Griffons, this is a great time to scoop those up as well. Okay, and then to round out the Megabass Japan drop for this week, a lot of you guys have been asking for more saltwater baits, specifically saltwater jerk baits for surf fishing, shore fishing, stripers, halibut, bass, etc., right? So we see it return this week in some new color additions in the Megabass Marine Gang series, specifically the 120 and the 140 size. These are available in float and sinking versions. The Marine Gang 120 is just very easy to cast. These things cast a mile because of that LBO weight transfer. 120 millimeters, 20 grams for the floating and 22 grams for the sinking. So right around that 3/4 ounce mark. But just a great bait if you guys are trying to reach out past surf, out to a striper, or out to a bass or yellowtail, whatever is around your area. So if you guys have been waiting for those all return. We also see more saltwater jerkbait restocks, the 110 LBO and 110 Max LBO return in all the colors as well, including PM See-Through Lemon, which is our #1 selling color, and mainly because it's a great crossover color. It's effective in saltwater, but it's one of the most effective colors that cross over from saltwater to freshwater as well. It's an absolute smallmouth killer. So it's totally transparent. It's got just a touch hit of chartreuse, just a touch hit of pearl, so it's just a very natural looking color. And in the LBO, it stays in the slow float / suspend version, so they're not a sinking version like what you get in the plus one, so you can fish it exactly the same way as you would the freshwater color. So those return as well. We also see a restock in all the saltwater colors of Kanata. So this is a great time if you guys are fishing, saltwater obviously, but if you're fishing in freshwater, a lot of those bigger shad are moving shallow this time of year to kind of seek the last bit of warmth. So if you guys are fishing around gizzard shad or herring or big thread fins, anything like that, the Kanata can be an excellent option for probing the shallows. It's 1 ounce, it's a high float, very aggressive. Those return as well. And then a bunch of tailspins return. So the entire Nautilus line returns. This is the line through tailspin from Megabass. And then we also see a return finally of the X Crew. The X Crew is one that's kind of been a sleeper for a long time, but everybody kind of caught on to it this year. It's been out of stock for quite some time. The X Crew is the double treble hooked tailspin version. So you can fish it like a tailspin, of course. You can also fish it like a jig, but it's basically like a blade bait. It's going to have a horizontal fall on the fall. It's going to have a real tight, almost lipless kind of vibration on the retrieve, and then it has that tail spin flashing back there as well, so you kind of get the 2 in 1. So just either way you go, whether it's the X Crew or the Nautilus, some great tailspin options from Megabass, whether you're fishing fresh or salt, in stock now. All right, guys, while we are kind of on this topic of saltwater crossover, let's dive into Duo. We see some new drops in some Duo spoons. Now, we released some of these drag metal spoons to you guys last week. They flew out of here. Griff, you just left the lake. Yeah. You've been smoking them on these things all week. Kill. So we see a couple new introductions now. We see the introduction of the Slim, and we see the introduction of the drag metal slow. Okay, so let me take each of these out. Now these are available in 15 gram, 20 gram, and 30 gram sizes, right? So equivalent 1/2 ounce, 3/4 ounce, 1 ounce. Okay, get you guys close. Now, the Slim is going to basically be like the original drag metal cast. It's just an elongated version. So it's a skinnier, slimmer version. It's going to have more of a minnow type profile. It's going to come standard with a treble hook on the bottom. And it also has a single assist hook up top. You can take these hooks off. You can alter them. You can leave them on. A lot of times guys will take the treble hook off and just leave the front if they're dragging it around or fishing it through a lot of brush, and that'll make it a lot more, not necessarily weedless, but it'll snag a lot less on you guys. What's great about the drag metal system is that they're all designed on the fall to fall horizontally. So they're gonna have a horizontal shimmy versus just a nose down or a back down fall. So they're gonna have a different fall as they fall. It's just different. It gives the fish just a touch more time to see it and a little bit more flash, and they absolutely smoke it. So it's available in a bunch of colors, including some real type colors, as well as your traditional silvers and golds and that kind of stuff. So the Slims are available now. And then the slow version is designed the same exact way. So it's designed to have that horizontal fall, but it's an asymmetrical body so that it falls slightly slower even. So on one side, maybe I'll hold it like this, you might be able to see it better. So on one side it's flat, and on the other side it's round, right? So this is going to slow it down, so it's going to still have that horizontal fall, but it falls a little bit slower because each side has to kind of pick it up. So it doesn't, it's obviously metal, so it's falling, but it's just going to give it a little slower horizontal fall as it falls, so a little bit more hang time, if you will. Now, this will come standard with these assist hooks. So it comes with a single assist hook in the back and then 2 on the front. This is really designed to keep it from snagging. So if you guys want to fish it from shore, or if you guys want to use this as like a flutter spoon alternative, but when they're on really tiny bait, this would be a great one. You can have the confidence to be able to throw it out and fish it away from the boat versus always just vertical jigging it without worrying about that treble hook snagging on everything it touches. As it lands, you're going to be able to lift it and drop it and lift it and drop it. So it'll be a very effective bait for you guys. So again, available in 15, 20, and 30 gram. That's the Drag Metal Slow. Did you see that one?
Yeah, this one looks dope.
Yeah, so you don't even have to, I know you've been taking the treble hook off on yours, right? And your hookup ratio has been great?
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah, so don't be afraid to play with the hooks. You know, use them for what you guys need to use them for. If you're just vertical jigging them, maybe that treble hook would be great. If you're doing more casting out, don't be afraid to take those treble hooks off, play with some of these single hooks. It's a concept that's maybe a little weird for a lot of freshwater guys. It's super popular in saltwater and for good reason. It hooks them great, and you're not worried about snagging on the bottom all the time. So check those out, new from Duo. All right, we also see a huge restock this week in the Realis Spin. So a lot of you guys have been waiting for this to come back. It's kind of like a tailspin theme today, Jeff. So the Realis Spin is the Duo Realis double hook bait. What makes this different than, say, something like the X Crew is, first off, it's available in some smaller and lighter sizes, right? So like for instance, this is a 7 grams. This would be a 1/4 ounce. But instead of the tail spin being on the back, this one, the back is a hook, and then that tail spin spins, you know, in between. So if the fish are actually attracted to the blade, there's a hook there, so you can hook up. So you get a lot fewer, like, oh man, he didn't get it, type bites. If they try to get just the blade and not eat the whole thing, they're usually hooked up. So the Duo Realis Spin back in stock. All right, and then a couple of new Topwater additions to the line for us from Duo. We see the introduction of the Duo Popper 64. Now this is a small little finesse popper. It pops great. You can walk this easily. It's available in both freshwater and saltwater colors, so you guys can play with the colors. Same bait, just color differences. So if you want something different the fish aren't used to seeing, you can grab the saltwater colors, or if you're fishing saltwater, that's great as well. So you can see just a very finesse popper, great movement in the water, just nice and subtle. So if you guys are looking for a popping alternative, this could be a great option for you. Going to the opposite spectrum, we see the introduction of the FangPop. So this is available in a 105 and 120 size. Now, this is going to be a really big popper designed in their Fang Ops series. If you guys remember the Fang Ops series, this is the series that's designed for really big fish, you know, toothy critters or fish that are just super strong that have a tendency to jack up bait. So there's a through wire system, so the wire is attached all the way through all of this. So should you get a hold of something giant and the bait crack for any reason, everything's going to be attached to a wire. So you can see a big bait. It's weighted for great casting. Just a little bit of a rattle, and this is going to give you just a really loud movement in the water. So might be applicable. You could certainly throw this in freshwater if you guys are fishing, you know, bass or anything where maybe you just need a bigger popping bait. There's some colors that are certainly applicable in there. Saltwater would be great if you guys are traveling to anywhere, cool places like the Amazon or anything like that. Could be a staple for you. We also see a return of the Fang stick. We brought these in earlier. They sold out right away. There's some super dope colors in these that are great freshwater crossover colors. It's just a really big, really loud walking topwater bait. So if you guys are looking for just something larger and just incredibly loud, right? Like definitely one of the loudest topwater baits that I know of. The Fang sticks are back in all colors. All right, we also see a return this week in Rozante shads. Now this is one of our better selling little shad baits, including Iris back shad, which is a limited run color from Duo. So the Rozante shad's available in a 63 MR. It's also available in a little 57 version, right? So if you guys want something even smaller, you've got a couple different options there. The Rozante shad is, again, talking about that shad profile, designed to be kind of a true crankbait, but in a shad profile. So it's built to be very snagless. All right, so you can work this through in a round brush the same way you would a square bill or other crankbait. It does have the magnetic weight transfer system. So even though it's small, it does have that magnetized little weight that will lock in the head and then not have any movement. So just a great, very subtle, small little finesse crankbait. If you guys are looking to, mimic really tiny bait, the Rozante shad is an excellent one. We also see the actual Duo Realis Shad arrive in store new for us this week. So this is available in a 62 DR version and a 59 MR version. So, as far as depth goes, the MR is going to get you down like 3 to 5 feet. The DR is going to be more of that 4 to 8 feet depending on the line that you're using. Now, same thing as with the Rozante shad, it is going to have that magnetized weight transfer system in there. So when you cast, there is a magnetized weight that shifts and then locks back into place in the head. Now, unlike the Rozante, this is designed to be really a true shad type bait. So this is going to be more of a jerkbait, crankbait hybrid, more of a sweeping motion and then pauses. It's going to give you that nice kind of suspend down there under the water. So just a great option when the water gets cold. If you guys are looking for small, subtle little baits, the Realis Shad are now in stock. All right, and we also see a restock this week in the Vibration 65 Nitro. Now, this is a relatively new lipless that Duo released earlier this year. It's been out of stock for quite some time. It's been a super popular bait. This is designed to give you kind of that same type of movement as the Apex Vibe 100, where it's weighted all across the bottom, so it's going to have this great kind of horizontal shimmy, but it does have some rattles inside and a knock inside, so you're going to get that kind of 2-in-1 combination. You have the one knock in the head, and you have those little shad clicks in the top. So you're going to get the high pitch and the low pitch vibration as it goes through. So just a great small little lipless offering. You can see it's going to be just perfect bite size for fall and winter fishing. So if you've been waiting for those return. And then we also see the full restock this week of the Duo Realis Wriggle Crawler. This is available in a 3/8, a 4/8, and a 5/8 size. Just a great all-around crawler style worm for drop shot, for Neko rig, for Jeff's favorite, the Inu rig. Am I right, Jeff?
No.
Are you sleeping?
The Inu rig is washed out.
Already?
Yeah, already.
It's too complicated.
Takes too long.
Let's just tie something on and go fishing.
Yeah.
Right? So there you go. If you guys have been waiting for the Wriggle Crawler, maybe Neko rig. I don't know. Use it however you want to use it. If you've been waiting, what's great about these, it's a great value. You get 20 worms in a bag for $5. And again, Duo's going to be part of the sale, so you guys might as well take advantage. Save yourself 20% off. There you go. In stock from Duo. All right, new this week for us, we're expanding our Optimum baits line. You guys have been scooping up the victory tails, so we expand this week into the Opti Grub and the Opti Shad. Now, Optimum is based in Southern California. Everything is hand poured, so the baits are soft. They have great action to them. The Opti Shad is a very popular bait for A-rig fishing, for fishing on a jig head. You can see it's a very subtle, small little swim bait profile, but has a huge tail, so you're just gonna get a ton of tail kick out of this guy. It's available in all the traditional sizes and colors, and they even have some smaller ones. So if you guys are looking for an alternative to, say, a spark shad or a hazardong, you could go down to even a small little subtle guy, and you're still going to have that same, big tail kick out of it on the jig head. So just some cool options, and again, they'll be a part of the sale, so if you guys want to take advantage, you can scoop them up this week at 20 off. All right, big restock week from Lucky Craft this week, especially on their jerkbait. So if you guys have been waiting for any pointer 78s or pointer 100s, we see a huge return this week in most of the key colors. So pointer 78s, almost everything's back in stock. Pointer 100s, a lot of the main colors, right? Your live pearl shad, black crappie, MS crack, all return from Lucky Craft. It's a great time to scoop them up while there is inventory. Those are back. All right, and then we see a huge restock this week, probably one of the biggest restocks that we've seen all year in our #1 selling lipless. This is the Lucky Craft LV 500. So I'm going to fly through some of these colors, because a lot of these colors have been out for a really long time. I know most of you are fans of the LV 500, as am I, so I want to make sure you guys know what colors are back. So Aurora Ghost Wakasagi is back in stock. Teo Craw, first time in a really long time, back in stock. Spring Craw, to kind of go along with that Teo Craw, back in stock. And we see some shad colors come back. We see American Shad is back in stock. MS Ghost Minnows, the Ghost Minnow with the magic scales on the back, those return. Regular Ghost Minnow is back, right? Orange Sexy Ghost Minnow is back. Live Threadfin is back, and Pearl IU return. So a bunch of colors back in stock that haven't been in stock for a while. So if you guys have been waiting for any of those from Lucky Craft, you can definitely scoop those up. All right, Jeff, on to a brand that really makes me drink.
Okay.
Let's talk about Shimano. All right. Tranks finally returned. So if you guys have been waiting on Tranks 300s, both righties and lefties, finally back literally over a year.
Yes.
Since Tranks has been a thing. So I thought they forgot about it. Apparently they remembered. So if you guys have been waiting on Tranks, now is a time to scoop them up. Those are back. And then finally, Jeff, what the world has needed.
Oh, thank God, Shimano finally answered our prayers. So,
another Corrado.
Oh.
This isn't what you were waiting on?
No.
But this one is a Corrado MGL.
I thought they already made those.
I can't keep track of all the damn Corrados.
I can't.
So the brand new Corrado 150 MGL, or maybe MGL 150, one of those two things, are in stock. See, I told you it made me drink. Am I right? Okay, so this is the new Corrado 150. Is a 150 size. It features the MGL spool, which is lighter, better cast control. It should have a wider range of weights that you guys are going to be able to throw on it. Like the old Corrados, it has a nice size grip. I mean, it's a great feeling reel. They kind of threw it back to this, I don't know if you guys can really see that kind of greenish tone, but it's not quite black and it's not quite green. It's kind of bleen, grack. It's kind of a hybrid, greenish black. I wanted to show you guys on the Corrado reel because I'm sure that everybody buying a Corrado reel is going to put on a Corrado rod. Am I right?
You have to, right?
Yeah, because that way you can just be a super Corrado geek, right? It looks good. It's not, it doesn't quite 100% match. Not sure why they didn't take the same greenish black on the reel and apply it to the rod, but it looks nice. So there you go. Now you have the option to do the Corrado rod, which is new, the Corrado reel, the 150 MGL, which is new. There you go. It's got basically everything in a Chronarch. It's got the micro module gearing, it's got the MGL spool. It's just not made in Japan. So if you want the made in Japan one, get the Chronarch. It's only 80 bucks more. If you want to save 80 bucks, this one's made in Malaysia, but it's new. So There you go. Was that an amazing sales pitch for the Corrado?
Fantastic, actually.
Yeah.
Really.
How many are you getting?
Truly. I'll get 20 of them.
Oh, dang.
Just off that pitch alone, dude.
Yeah, throw those stees out and grab your Corrado.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Do they have a Corrado DC MGL? If not, that's coming next.
There's going to be something coming next.
Corrado Monster Drive.
That would be actually sick.
No, we don't need that.
You know what we do need in a
What do we
Monster
need?
Drive?
Yeah.
A Metanium Monster Drive.
A Metanium?
Yeah, that would be sick. Am I right? I mean, if we're going to do a Monster Drive, let's do a good reel.
Okay.
Yeah. No offense, Jeff. I know you just bought 20 of them.
Yeah. That
Okay.
hurt.
There you go. So we're never going to sell one of these.
No.
Perfect.
No shot.
Okay. Corrado MGL 150, the most highly anticipated reel of the year. There you go. You even forgot they were coming, didn't you? Of all the reels that have come out in this year, was this even on your radar?
No.
Yeah, I don't think anybody cares about Corrado anymore. On to another brand that makes me drink. New soft goods from Daiwa. So, Jeff, I know you've been dying for soft goods from Daiwa.
Absolutely.
It's here.
Let me guess the name of it. The
Okay.
Daiwa Tatula bag.
Don't be ridiculous. There's already enough Tatulas.
Oh.
Okay? This is just called the Lure Binder.
Oh.
Kept it simple. So the DVEC Lure Binder is in. A lot of you guys love this binder style. Jeff and I were actually just kind of playing with this. He's like, people still use these binders, and it's amazing how many binders we sell, and a lot of people just love a binder. So, you know, they're gonna have the rings, they're gonna have different sleeves that you can drop your stuff in. Now, this is kind of a plasticky type material on this side, and then kind of the clear kind of PVC material on this side. I definitely would not drop a just open treble hook bait in here. It's gonna definitely poke through the side, but this is gonna be a great binder if you wanna store like soft plastics, right? You can put all your soft plastics. Spinner baits would probably be great in here. So, you know, it comes with the internal binders. On the front pocket, there is some kind of rip stop clear nylon for dropping, you know, weights, hooks, trailers, accessories, that kind of stuff. So just a cool little binder. It does come with a handle, so you could easily just stack several of these in your boat and keep stuff really well organized. So the Daiwa Lure Binder, that is in. And then we also see a brand new boat bag from Daiwa. It's going to take on this new kind of grayish waterproof styling. It looks clean. It's got D-rings. It's got a shoulder strap. Let's see if I could actually, does it have a zipper so you could get in it? That would be useful. Oh, it's right in the front. So it has the firm supported bottom, so it will keep it rigid. It will also prevent it from soaking up water should you put this down in a puddle of water, or maybe it's raining or water comes over the deck. So it will stay waterproof. It does have internal pockets for storage. So this is just a great one for throwing a handful of boxes and keeping your setup really light. It has padded handles on both sides, so if you wanted to grab it and throw it wherever you want to, you can. So new soft goods from Daiwa available now. Okay, and finally, we see a massive restock from Megabass in Destroyer P5. Now, this has been the hottest line of rods over the last couple of years. They've been really hard to keep in stock. They sell out in production. Times right now for rods across all manufacturers they're horrible, right? So shipping is bad, parts are bad. So when these things show up, it's really important, if you guys have been waiting, to definitely scoop them up. I'm gonna fly through these. Almost all models return, okay? So in the P5, the Tequila Backrack, this is a sick rod for doing so many different things. A-rigs, small swim baits, you know, any bigger hard baits, those return. The X-Bites returns, I'll talk about that in a second. Windbuster returns, greatest spinning rod in the world. I'll talk about that in a second. The Pop X Stick, this is a rod I've been throwing all week at Jeff's favorite urban spots. Right, Jeff? Jeff's sick of watching me throw a Pop X Stick. Those returns, a great BFS rod. Dark Sleeper returns, an amazing swim jig rod, spinnerbait rod, so many things you can do with that. Super Destroyer, Mad Bull, all return. Let me dive into a couple of these models. I know you guys are familiar with most of these, but I just want to make sure you guys know everything I can tell you about them. So let's start right here with Windbuster. This is, in my opinion, the single greatest spinning rod ever made. I own several of them. Griff owns several. Everybody that's bought these have bought additional. Designed for throwing hard baits with treble hooks. So designed for throwing a jerk bait, a crankbait, things that are maybe difficult to throw into the wind with a bait caster. That was the purpose of that. So because of that design, they do kind of bend through the middle of the rod. So they have that kind of parabolic bend. Now, something happened. I think it's a very happy accident, and I love happy accidents. This is an incredibly sensitive rod. So I've honestly never even thrown a jerkbait on this rod. I use it for my free rig. I use it for my heavy drop shot. I use it for my wacky rig. It's as sensitive as any jig and worm rod I've ever used, and it's so powerful. It's something is unique in P5. Something in their 5D graphite system, the way they weave the graphites together. The rod can be both fast, right? So you can see like it has just that tip movement and parabolic, and it can bend through the middle at the same time when a lot of load is given to it. So what you'll find is this is a rod that you can fish a soft plastic the same way you would with a traditional fast action rod, but then when you set the hook and you're fighting fish, the rod will bend and give at the exact moment you need it to, and it's just so fun to fish. So if you guys have been waiting on Windbuster, if you guys are throwing 1/4 ounce stuff, 3/8 ounce stuff, you got to try a Windbuster. Okay, so those are back. A rod that pretty much all of you guys have been waiting for if you're a Megabass rod fan. This is the staple jig and worm rod in the Megabass line. The Megabass X Bites returns. This rod's been out almost the entire year. This is the 7-foot 2-inch 1/4 to 1 ounce jig rod. This is an amazing rod for any soft plastics. You want to throw, just traditional jig, traditional worm, it's great. But what this rod really importantly fills a niche on is this is the best finesse jig, or compact jig rod I've ever used. So if you guys are throwing something like a K-Tech football head, Depth's headlock jig, maybe a little, tungsten Picasso jig, or any like small compact jig, this rod can maneuver and manipulate that jig in such small little precise movements, better than any Loomis or any other jig and worm rod I've ever used. It's just so responsive, so light, right, Jeff? I mean, there's a 7.2 jig rod. It literally weighs nothing. It's just highly, highly sensitive. So definitely, I know a lot of you guys have been looking for it, so now is the time to grab it while they are available. If you guys have been on the fence and looking for a great jig rod, that is one to definitely consider. And then finally, a couple of rods return in the 3D graphite. This Super Destroyer, which is an amazing, just kind of pitching around close range rod, is back. And then the Mad Bull, which I posted on Instagram earlier this week. I caused quite a lot of controversy in my DMs by calling it my favorite bait casting rod of all time. It's literally my favorite bait casting rod of all time. You can do so many things with this rod. And again, there's just something special about this P5 where it bends but not overly, right? So if you guys want to throw a spinner bait, a buzz bait, a skinny dip, or a small swim bait, it's perfect for that. But if you need it to really give, like for square bills and chatterbaits, when you really put power on this rod, it bends through the middle the same way a parabolic rod would, but you get all the strength of a fast action rod. So it's hard to explain until you use the rod. It's got a shorter trigger grip. It just fits in my hand really nice, and it's sexy as hell, right? So if you guys are looking for just, an amazing all-around reaction rod, the Mad Bull is available finally again from Megabass. All right, guys, that is a wrap for us. And just as a final reminder, the 20% off store-wide sale is happening. So if you guys want to take advantage for Black Friday, certainly do. Pay attention to our Instagram this week. We also have a couple of really special little Easter eggs that we are going to drop on Black Friday as well. So it's going to be an exciting week. I hope you guys have an amazing holiday season, a great week with family and friends, fishing, whatever it is that you guys are doing. Guys, be safe. Cheers to you. Jeff, cheers to you, my friend. Do you want a beer?
Absolutely not.
Okay. If you drink a beer, we can go to the gym.
Huh? That's not how it works.
That's how it works.
No.
Yeah, it's like a protein shake. Have you tried it?
No. That's not good for you.
It is. This is carb loading.
Carb
Yeah, you need that before the gym. Guys, on behalf of myself and cranky Jeff over here, never drinks any beer, Griff, John, Carmen, Louise, everybody that works here, guys, thank you guys for the business. Thank you for the support. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. We will see you guys same time next week. Peace out. Cheers, my friends.